You guys can go ahead and message me on my Facebook page at Tarot and Astrology for All. So, as is, the video cut out, so I went ahead and recorded the next video after that. Now, this is going to be the relationship spread, and this is going to be the relationship spread that's going to outline what's going on between you, what's going on between this other person that you're dealing with, as well as what's going on in the relationship. You know, there's three separate entities. Ooh, look at that, the lever's on the bottom. You got there's three separate entities. It's you, her, and the other person. I mean, and the other entity, which is the relationship itself. So, ooh, you know, there's times where I get attracted to the card on the bottom, and it's just because I always use the card on the bottom to see, you know, what the energy is that stands. And if I wasn't cutting these cards, you know, any one of those cards on the bottom could be pertaining to what's going on to your situation. However, as I'm giving these readings, you guys might be drawn to the card at the bottom. If you are, go ahead and mention it in the comments below, and I will give you information that Source gives me at the time that I see that question, and you know, the information that needs to be passed on then and there. So all right, we're gonna get going with this. Usually, I like to keep both sides open. I want to see how this spread turns out, and I want to see, you know, what that information holds for us. All right, so all right, Seven of Swords, Temperance in the reverse. All right, so okay. Okay. Oh, look at that. That was one of... Okay, cool. So this is actually one of the cards that I seen at the bottom of the deck, and it made its way to the top. So whether it was going to be on the bottom as an overall energy or sitting on the top as part of the relationship, well, that was going to be of the Source, and apparently Source wanted it to come out. So, on the one hand, I do feel that with this card right here, that some of you guys were feeling like you guys are walking on eggshells. I do feel that with the Seven of Swords in the reverse, that you guys are I do feel, okay, one of the feelings that I usually get from this card specifically is the idea of something being taken away. Now, I do feel like with the okay, well, I'm just gonna go back to the textbook meaning for it, and this card right here, it stands for good advice, either counsel. This could be either good or bad counsel, instruction, and then it also talks about slandering and babbling. So when it comes to this type of energy, it to me, it feels like, you know, like somebody's trying to steal your reputation from you by slandering you and putting bad things to your name. Now, I do feel like this is a card that's asking for you guys in your present moment to seek good counsel. Don't go to the people that are going to be slandering your name, because obviously they're going to give you bad counsel. Those are the people that are usually telling you, oh, you know what, you need to be doing this in your relationship, you need to be doing that in your relationship. Those are the people that don't really know what they're talking about. Now, on the other hand, I have the Magician in the reverse for the other person, or for you. This could be either or. And with Magician in the reverse, it speaks about trickery. So it could be that on some level, either you or this other person is trying to trick you, or you're tricking them, either or. I do feel that with this in the reverse, there's a let's see. There is an element of like you're out of touch with the energy that's necessary to manifest whatever it is that you need in your life right now, or that they're out of touch with the energy that they need in order to manifest what it is that they're trying to manifest in this relationship, or not just in this relationship, but for themselves. Now, with the Temperance card in the reverse, I do feel like one person is looking at the other person like they're not balanced. So I do feel that with this Magician energy, this might be you, and this other side might be like, I do feel that for some of you Capricorns, this other person might be trying to slander your name. They might just be babbling and just saying a whole bunch of nonsense, just like when babies babble. I do feel like maybe in some way, for some of you guys, they could be trying to give you some good advice, or some trying to lead you to good counsel, and to whatever extent they're doing so because they see that you're unbalanced. They see that you're not on a proper path. Maybe this proper path is something that they see and that you can't. Like I said, being ignorant or being arrogant, thinking that you know everything. With the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. But I do feel that they see you out of balance, and they're trying to help you out. Now, the way that you're seeing your other person, or your significant other, or this other person that's in this relationship that seems to be the more important one, you see that there's a lot of work with this other person, or I do feel that to some extent that you will have to do a lot of work with this person or on this person in order to bring them, or you have to do, or you feel like you have a lot of work to do for them. But I do feel like that work needs to be done within yourself for some of you guys. I do feel that with the Five of Pentacles energy, which is right here, as you can see, the Five of Pentacles energy, it's one of those. The Five of Pentacles energy, it talks about disorder and chaos, ruin. It talks about discord. So basically, it talks about a lot of things out of balance. So I do feel that the other person, I'm still gonna say either the other person or you is feeling like there's discord, like there's there's not a lot of stable energy in the relationship right now. And if this side right here is indeed you, then you're looking at how this relationship can be brought to justice, or how this discord, this energy can be brought to justice, can be closed, can be balanced. Like I do feel like some of you guys may be dealing with a Libra, just by that energy. I do feel that maybe for some of you guys might be dealing with the Sagittarius, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, the Temperance card is connected to Sagittarius. But let me go ahead and look for that to see what exactly the Temperance card falls under. And then I'll also take a look at the Magician energy to see more or less who this other person might be if it's not you. Alright, so according to the Labyrinthos Academy, the Temperance card is a card that is connected to Sagittarius, as I was saying, and it's connected to the element of fire. So I do feel that some of you guys are working with the Sagittarius. For others of you, I do feel like you guys are working with a Libra, or you guys could be working with a Gemini, which is the energy that the Magician portrays. Or it could be that you guys are really capturing on a lot of the mercurial type of energy, the mental energy. You guys are really captivating both sides of a situation. I do feel that to some extent, either you guys are dealing with the Libra or you guys are dealing with the Sagittarius, or vice versa. You guys might be dealing with the Libra and the relationship, and you guys might be you guys are. I do feel that for some of you guys are working with the Libra, and so some of you guys are working with the Sagittarius or carrying on some type of Sagittarius type energy. Now, one thing I do want to say about Justice is Justice. Okay. Let's see. Justice is one of those types of energies that, if you pick up on the Libra type energy, it's the know-all. In order to bring anything to justice, you guys have to have full knowledge in the situation, which is why why the Justice card has the Librian scales. It's figuring out both sides of the situation. You know, not putting more weight on one side than on the other, because then it would just go kaplunk or kaplunk on one side or the other. The Librian type energy, it looks at everything and it puts everything into perspective, because that's what's necessary in order to bring something to full justice. Now, that's exactly what judges do. Judges carry on that type of Librian energy because they need to know both sides of the story, and they need to know everything before they can bring things into a certain type of existence. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and draw some cards for the relationship, or for the third entity, which is the relationship. Now, I went ahead and drew the Knight of Cups in the reverse. Now, this is different from the energy that you guys had going out of the first reading, but with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, it speaks about avoiding confrontation. So I do feel that some of you guys are avoiding confrontation, or the other person's avoiding confrontation, and usually anything having to do with the Seven of Swords, be it the upright or in the reverse, it's all about avoiding that confrontation. Now, I do feel that with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, there is some type of fraud going on for some of you guys in your relationship. I do feel like maybe you guys are dealing with the heartbreaker for some of you guys. Sagittarian type energy tends to be pretty heartbreakish in a way, especially when it's not balanced. I do feel like there's some swindling and deception for some of you guys, and usually the seven of swords in the upright is that type of energy. I would like to go ahead and attribute it to it on the upside, or in the reverse portion of it as well, just simply because it talks about slandering, and you know that slandering could be a type of swindling, not just on your part but also on other people's parts as well. Now, I do feel like either you or this other person could be under a certain type of illusion, like maybe you think there's fraud going on, but there might not be. So for some of you guys, there might not be fraud going on, but you might be under the suspicion that there is fraud going on. And this could be one of those confirmations that for some of you guys that there isn't anything going on. There isn't anything secret. There isn't anything that's going on behind the scenes. However, I do feel that if there is anything, that you guys are going to have to work on bringing it out, because this right here is usually a feeling of security, a feeling of having things going on within the household, and usually anything that's going on in the household, it's not usually brought out into light. So you guys may have to work on getting those secrets out. Now, I do believe that I mentioned something about communication, or the card of communication, in the previous reading that I did for Capricorns while I was sitting in the grass. But like I said, there's various different things that I do remember from it, since it was just recent, but I'm not going to remember the whole thing. So you guys will have to go through the videos and find out what information you guys draw from it. Now, Also, with the Knight of Cups in the reverse, I do feel that some of you guys are dealing with with people that are moody. Either you're moody or they're moody. Either one of you guys could be obsessed over what's going on in this. Probably some of you guys are looking at tarot videos, or maybe your significant other might be looking at tarot videos, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Now, another one of those things about the Knight of Cups in the reverse is the fact that this could be this could be the energy of procrastination. I do feel like maybe for some of you guys, this energy here, it's very strong on procrastination. So I do feel that with the procrastination going on, and the inert energy that's going on with you, could be affecting what's going on with this relationship. That inert energy is obviously causing discord within this relationship, either yours or this other person's, or maybe both of your guys combined. Because, as I said, what happens to one will affect, as I said before, I guess I could say, not just to you guys in previous videos, but to others, that what happens to one person happens to the other, and it's just a chain reaction from there. It happens to everybody around you. So, for whatever odd reason, I do feel that some of you guys might be feeling nervous because of all of these things that are going on. Ooh, look at that. My fridge decided to stop making a bunch of noise. And before I forget, I have my brisk here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a drink of this before it gets all warm. Source just had me, tell you guys, with the magician energy, as I'm looking right here at the medical astrology, some of you guys might be afflicted by nervousness, tics, neuralgias, and nervous exhaustion. Now, this nervous exhaustion could be due to the fact that you think there's some fraud and swindling going on. Now, it could be the case that there is some, but it's probably not something that you guys should, get your panties in a bunch about. Oh, wow. I said panties in a bunch, huh? Alright. Now, this could be, some of you guys, I do feel that might be having some type of, respiratory function, decreased respiratory functions. Some of you guys might be having, flu-like symptoms. This could be as a result of your consciousness opening up. You guys, increasing to a higher vibrational level. When your consciousness opens up or expands, or expands for the first time, you guys will have things going on with your sinuses and stuff like that. Also, your respiratory function could be weakened. As you can see, my nose is stuffed on one side, clear on the other, or somewhat clear. So some of you guys might be dealing with these kinds of things. I would say that if you guys are having some kind of issues like this, go ahead and check your moon, check your Mars, check your Venus, check your Sun, and check your Mercury to see if any of those are being transited by any of the major event planets, or if any of the major event planets are being transited by these inner planets that could be the planets to start these acute triggers, or to be the acute triggers to these types of things. So, check on that. All right, now, one thing that's not helping this relationship is the King of Cups. Now, in the King of Cups, it could... Okay, instead of saying that it's not helping, one of the things that could be affecting this relationship in a negative manner, I guess, could be It could be the fact that you guys, how would I say? You guys are taking a look too much at this relationship as if there's some type of laws that should be followed. This is kind of an arrogant type of energy. I do feel that with the King of Cups, that some of you guys are looking too much at business or too much at work too much at your careers to really be taking an eye at where you could really devote your time and your energy. I do feel that you guys, in some way, are being connected to consciousness. I do feel that some of you guys might feel like you're trapped still, or you guys might feel like you're stuck in the ocean of your emotions. Now, I do feel that you guys have passion. I do feel like you guys have that knowledge and that wisdom in order to move forward in your emotional relationships, or in your relationship to your emotional self. But I do feel that you guys will need to be more sympathetic, more compassionate, more loving. You guys will, to whatever extent, need to be mature in your emotions. Not just like expressing them, but also, as a state of being. I know you guys, I know that for some of you guys will need to come up with these creative ideas in order to in order to really express your full compassion, your full love. Now, this is a card that's calling you to be wise about your situations. This is actually asking you to go deep into yourselves in order to really find that knowledge and that wisdom. Now, this is the card of family, or devotion to your family. So I will say that to whatever extent you guys may have to be family oriented. Or maybe this is a call to really look at your family, to really look at who you consider your family. Now, drawing another card, this is the energy that's influencing you right now. I do feel that with the Five of Swords, you guys are wanting to win. Now, see how you guys have these clouds right here? These could be messages from source that are streaming in on showing you how to win. Showing you how to defeat your problems, showing you how to defeat any people that are in your way, that are trying to cause any division, that are trying to cause any fighting within your relationships. Now, any fights in your relationship, I feel like you're going to be able to win them, especially if you have these thoughts that are coming in. If you're not listening to intuition, you're not going to win them. But I do feel that these changes are necessary. These changes are influencing the way that your relationships work. And these changes are influencing the way that that you work, and the way that you go about doing things, and the way that you go about manifesting your reality, and also how you go about healing all this discord and all this chaos and ruining energy that's going on, and helping bring things to justice, or helping the other person to bring things to justice in your relationship. Now, I do feel that with this Knight of Swords energy, this Knight of Swords energy can be pretty reckless. I do feel that with these two knights in your spread, that you guys are on the road to fixing whatever's going on in your relationships. With the Knight of Swords, I do feel like there's big changes coming, so you guys better be prepared for that. The changes are pretty much in line with this Five of Swords and this Five of Pentacles energy, and it might actually turn this Magician from the upside down to the upright. I do feel like you guys need to assess things. You guys need to assess certain things. You guys need to come to a certain state of cooperation and harmony in order to be able to work out these things. And in order to be able to reach a certain type of mastery, as I was speaking about in the previous bed, you guys will need to reach a certain level of mastery, and in order to be able to reach the fulfillment that you guys are looking for in this type of situation. Now, also with the with the Knight of Pentacles, with the Knight of Swords, you see these clouds? These are messages that are coming in very, very quickly, just like in the Five of Swords. These messages that you guys have coming in, they should be coming in rather fast. When you look at these two cards in tandem, These cards, they're speaking about arrival or departure of some kind. So you guys might be leaving, or you guys might be arriving at a certain state of mind or a certain location that will allow you the ability to come up with this creativity. I do feel that to whatever extent, though, that these big changes or opportunities that come your way, they're meant to be seized in the moment. They're meant for you to be assertive about them. I do feel like you will have to be skillful and you will have to be brave when you encounter these energies in your life. And I do feel that to whatever extent, this might be rebellious to other people, or you might have to take on some type of rebellious energy in order to get in order to get yourselves, or to get yourselves the foot in the door into that new opportunity that presents itself. I do feel that to whatever extent, you guys will have to be fearless. You guys will have to take a risk. And also, for those of you guys who have started something, this is a message of finishing what you start. When you start something, don't just leave it half-assed. Go ahead, jump right in it, give it your full attention, and allow it to be able to change your life in the way that it needs to change your life. You guys have to not be reckless about it. You guys have to think before you charge in. But really, this is the energy of completing what you've started. So for those of you guys that have started anything in the near past, or that have started something in the not so recent past, this is a call to finish it. This is a call to put your whole skillfulness, put your whole energy, put it all into it. This could be in the relationship. This could be pertaining to something else. But this is a card of putting your all into it, jumping right in. All you have is fear to fear itself. All there is to fear is fear itself. And once you conquer that fear, and once you're brave, you'll have the ability to manifest all the things that you have been wanting to manifest in your life. And you'll have the ability to celebrate it. You'll have the ability to be able to reach that creative center that you guys are looking for, and that you guys have been looking for on the emotional level, as well as a mental level, on the thought, to be able to begin those new journeys that you guys have been wanting to continue. So with that, I will go ahead and draw your guys's advice cards to see what you guys should do in terms of continuing the rest of this month. And also, you guys should tune in within the next week or two, because I will have the readings out for May, and hopefully I can have these readings out before May actually starts and get myself into some type of organized mode of thinking. So here we go with your advice spread, Capricorns. What does Source have for you guys for the rest of this month, and possibly going into the next month? What is the advice that Source has for Capricorns for the rest of April 2019, and possibly going on into the next month? Alright. Capricorn. I'm gonna have to make this quick because I have probably about 3 to 4 minutes before this video stops, and I don't want to make a third video for you guys. So let's see. Boom. Okay. The advice that is turning up right now is saying, okay, so you're gonna have to trust your intuition. You guys are gonna have to connect to intuition. This is your guys's card. You guys are in the reverse. So I do feel like this is asking you not to focus on your more evil aspects of your Capricorn energy. I do feel like it's asking you to connect to your intuition and that this is knocking you out of your element for the purpose of causing you to work with yourself, causing you to achieve a certain state of mastery, as that as the Three of Pentacles, it talks about mastery. So I do feel that you guys will have to reach a certain level of mastery, but you guys will have to reach a certain level of creativity in order to come to a decision. I do feel that with the Judgment card right here, it is going back to what I was saying about you guys having to reach some kind of decision within your lives to bring yourselves back onto par and to bring yourselves back into your full Capricorn energy. Now, I do feel that to whatever extent you guys will have to trust your intuition. This speaks about isolation, so I do feel that some of you guys might begin to go into an isolation type mode. Some of you guys have lost your way, and in order to find your way back, you guys will have to listen to that voice of consciousness. Now, I do feel that with the Hermit in the reverse, some of you guys might be feeling like you're going to be concealing your energy, either concealing your thoughts, concealing your emotions. But I do feel like you guys will have to let them go in order to reach a state of knowing. Now, I do feel that there is a need of balance. There is a need to get into balance, and that's something that you could only do by connecting to your intuition. I do feel like you guys will have a lot of work that you guys are going to be putting into this. You guys are going to be trying to grow your money tree in that aspect, and you guys are going to be gaining some stability within your relationships, but also within your life, because you guys have the Four of Wands. And once you guys reach the state of mastery, working by yourselves, you guys will have to, or working on yourselves, I should say, you guys will have that stability. Now, one way that you guys are going to be able to reach this state of judgment and the state of renewal is by not being a tyrant. It's also one of those energies of not being rigid. You guys are going to have to be taking on that energy of benevolence. And you guys are going to be giving credit, or you're going to have to give credit is due. You guys might be acting immature, so that's one of the energies that you guys may have to get rid of. And with the Knight of Wands, as you can see, I do feel that you guys will have to be adventurous. You guys will have to be energetic about this. You guys will have to be fearless. So you guys will have to take on that energy. If you guys feel that this resonates with you, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe. Also, be on the lookout for the previous videos that I was saying in the first one. That's going to be in the description, both in the first video and in this video. And right before this video cuts off, I would like to say thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you when I do the readings for May. So you guys have a good night and have a good rest of the 2 weeks.